Yo, check out this clip from the pre-patch podcast.
Yeah. Well, maybe Sony can make it up because they did have a state of play this week. And we got some new things that came out of the state of play. And before we dive into the actual stuff that we, are excited about with state of play, what did you guys think? I mean, what are your guys' thoughts?
So, for me, there's one title that's coming up that I was excited about that kind of blew all of the bullshit of Sony away for me. At first, I was just like, man, it's another state of play. But then I saw this title and I got a flutter. Legit, I was like, oh, that's coming out. I got the little itch. I was like, oh, I need this. So I had my moment. But
what title was that?
What was the title, Tony? Fuck.
Ghost of Yo. I was waiting until
you can say it. I can hit the button. I don't gotta be the only one to fucking.
But Ghost of Yote.
Tony's over there giving his little tickle. And he's just like, no, I ain't doing nothing. That's all you're getting, bro.
But Ghost of Yote, I really loved Ghost of Tsushima. So with that being said, this is just going to second installment. I didn't think they were coming out with another game. I thought that was it.
I knew that they would, dude. That was one of their biggest sellers in the PS4, man. Like, come on.
When you got a biggest seller that do really well, I sometimes feel like you want to sully it with another game because by that token, I feel like there should be another Sekiro game, but it still hasn't happened.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, it still hasn't happened. I'm excited for this. This is going to be great.
This one's interesting to me because it's not set in the same era. It's like I think it's like a couple hundred years later, if I'm not mistaken. It's like the Seto era or something like that. It's like when Japan was starting to shift over from samurai to like a more Eastern, I don't know if that's the correct term for it, like a more modernized culture of some sort. So like apparently you're basically playing in an era where you as a samurai are not really wanted or needed.
There's guns now. This is just
So, they've definitely more modernized.
They modernized.
And apparently it's a new character. Obviously, it's a new character. You're like 300-400 years in the future, but it's a new character. It's a female protagonist. Really cool. She looks like she's gonna be a dope fucking protagonist, honestly. From the little bit that we've seen.
We need more of those other than Aloy. We definitely need more.
Yeah,
but
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it. This was about the only thing that I was excited for as well. Was this one and Monster Hunter.
I laugh because Aloy. We're gonna talk about it later on, but God, man, Sony will not let that poor character just like breathe for a second. Yeah. Fucking Christ, man.
Not at all.
I will say, sorry, and sorry, I keep interrupting you. I will say, I picked up Ghost of Tsushima for the PC. It was just on sale recently.
It's really shitty, man. It's shitty.
Yeah,
it's
I'm a little disappointed, man. Because like,
is it bad?
I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad. Like the actual gameplay and the story is great, but like I for some reason remember it being just like stupidly fucking gorgeous on the PlayStation, and it looks like ass on the PlayStation on the PC, dude. It looks like ass on the PC, dude. I do not know what the fuck they did to it.
This did not get the same treatment. That at least from what we can see, right under the hood, it may. I don't know. The developers behind it may have put the same, but it does not feel as beautiful, as smooth, as well put together as God of War, the Horizon, all of the other ones.
The grass looks like a PNG, dude. Like you're running through the grass and it looks like a PNG. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I remember this game being like,
so it don't look like that on the PlayStation.
It looks like
really good.
Trash. And I don't know if that's like I'm missing something. Like maybe I'm missing some ultra
that has all the quality on
it. Maybe I'm missing like an ultra HD texture pack.
No,
I didn't see anything.
It's known across the board right now for this game that it is not in a good state. It was not a good port. Not
I'm
even
really
just
sad,
from the way
dude,
that it looks, but from the way that like it plays and runs.
Yeah,
it chugs. It's not good.
Man,
it does. I will say that it does chug on occasion. I've started running into like sections of it where I'm just like, man, that was a really weird like glitch. What the fuck, dude? Because like I remember we talked about this. I gave Sin shit because he was like, this game fucking sucks. I hate this fucking
I
shit.
still think it sucks.
And when I was watching people, I was with you, Tony. I was like, this game looks gorgeous, man. But yeah, playing it on PC, I'm just like, what the fuck?
I have a feeling that Ghost of whatever, right? It was Ghost of Tsushima. Now it's Ghost of Yote. We're gonna get Ghost of Jowei and Jawei Siwa and I'll keep going wherever else, you know. Ghost of Justin Bieber, Ghost of P. Diddy, keep going, right? Anyway, I'm telling you, mark my words, PP predicts they're going to continue to milk this like almost like Assassin's Creed, I feel like.
Well, that's what I was about to say. This is Sony's Assassin's Creed, yeah.
I don't think they're going to do it yearly, but they will definitely do it.
I was about to say, they're going to put more quality into it than a yearly release.
Yeah, I'm not saying yearly. Definitely. I'm just saying they're going to milk it. Remember early God of War, right? We got God of Wars like boom, 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 boom. I mean, they weren't yearly, but they were, you know, one right after another. I'm telling you, like, we're not going to end up getting fucking Infamous, like, because Sucker Punch made Infamous. We're not going to get we're not going to get another Infamous, right? Like, because they're making this. I really wish we would. I'd love fucking Infamous. Maybe we'll get Ghost of Infamous. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know, man. I mean, sure, like, I'm happy for them, you know, but you're gonna continue to see as we continue to talk about the Sony State of Play. What I saw and what I was disappointed in, and I've said this for a long time with Sony, and actually it's not even just Sony. I'll knock you know, all of the game shows that do this, is that like we are so much in an era of just kind of, oh hey, that was really successful, awesome, let's like rinse repeat it, change a couple things and do something different, right? You're to see it, you know, you got this, so Ghost of Tsushima, we got to do, you know, Ghost of Yote. You got to see a game that looks very similar.
So we don't like sequels anymore?
It's not that we don't like sequels, but for God's sake, I want more than just a sequel. I want more than just
there's a sequel.
Not even just sequels, but like remakes and remasters are flooding the market right now
fair,
too.
But
yeah,
I feel like there's sequels is a new level.
Well, there's sequels, and then there's fucking Assassin's Creed. Like, you can't tell me that Assassin's Creed is a sequel. Right. Like, every game after that is a sequel. It's just a copy paste. Like
that's fair, but I don't think having one sequel to a series is.
I agree with that. I don't think that we're to that extent right now. But
I don't think this is the game to compare like in that sense. But
no, so take in the whole State of Play and look at it from the whole thing, right? Because we got, you know, remasters that we're going to talk about, even with the new game that, like, here we'll move to the next one. But like looking at like this, which was the Midnight Walk, right? Like this is, you know, very much Little Nightmare or whatever that's called. Like it's I don't like it's not Little Nightmares, but like I get that same similar vibe of like, hey, like this is like all of the same kind of stuff, just in a different.
I don't know what you're talking about, my dude. This seems
so. This reminded me of a Tim Burton film, like or not Number 9. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. This gives me.
Oh, this wasn't what I was talking about then.
I'm actually excited to play this. This
looks amazing.
Looks really cool.
Yeah,
this wasn't it.
This is stop motion horror done extremely well in a gaming format. It has me so intrigued.
But to Sin's point, I will agree in one aspect of it feels like games now. It's sad to say this in this time period that we're in. It's a fad. What's hot right now?
There's less creativity. Yeah,
there's no creativity. Like, okay,
and more. Let's be safe and go with what we know is going to work.
Souls-like games are working right now. Let's do a Souls-like game. Battle royales are working right now. Let's do battle royales.
That's been a thing for almost a decade now. It started. We're not saying it started, but it really became prominent to what I've noticed in like the survival games, the BR games, you know, all of those games. It is like what's the next fab, you know.
But
it's nothing new, but it's sad to see because you do get a lot of rinse and repeat in games.
I mean, it's just to have an entire showcase around what seems like a lot of very similar stuff. And this was not the game that I was thinking of when I was looking at Little Nightmares 2. I know that they are releasing, but there is a game that is somewhat similar to this that has been talked about, and I need to go find the name of it. But that is very similar in the style, right? Like it is the stop motion.
You're talking about South of Midnight?
I don't
know. The action game with that's
the
Louisiana
Bayou.
That
like
one has
Bayou.
that one has like a stop motion look to it. I don't know. There's just I gotta go find it because there's a game that like when I saw this I was like, oh, this is a direct rip of XYZ. And just a new perspective. And when I looked at them side by side, I'll find it and talk about it either in the show notes or something like that. But
sure,
do that because I don't know. It sounds cynical. It sounds like a cynical take to say that about this game in particular. The rest of the showcase I'll get, but this one got me excited just because I hadn't seen anything like it before. From not just from Sony, just in general. Like I love horror games, and this is a style of horror that
I love it.
I'm excited for, and the fact that it's a simultaneous PS5 and VR release. I think they need to be doing that more with their VR titles. I think those devs should work on standard game ports, unless the VR is like the only driving factor with it.
My only issue with the VR is I understand that we're supposed to be upgrading and going to the next best thing. Cool, right? But is it not kind of shitty of me, like shitty of them in my aspect, just a general opinion, that these games are coming out with VR2 and not supporting the original VR to force you to go out and buy the VR2 in order to play this particular title on that new. I get it. You get what I'm saying?
You
don't have to.
It's different than how Oculus does it, where they try to support as much as they can.
See what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. I feel like
there's also got to be a point though that like the original VR doesn't sync up with the PS5, and since it's a hardwired VR headset,
fair enough.
I guess they should have
VR2 if it's going to be a next gen. Release.
But even then, that's kind of the Apple mindset on it's the next device, and we have a new plug, so you gotta make it work.
Here's the kicker, right? It's not like one. I would say I would even be okay with you saying, "Hey, we got a new system, we got better hardware, like it's gonna, work." Like myself and Enigma have been in the VR game for a while or whatever, but this PlayStation, I would say more than any of the other ones, have fallen trope to the VR of just really not even fucking supporting it. Like they can't even give these fucking things away at this point. Like people are not buying them. They're on discount and there's just nothing there. I think the headset is amazing.
I am happy to see that
the system.
I am happy to see that they're actually developing stuff for it. Like at least they are. We've seen over the last few Sony presentations, we've seen a lot of VR content. And granted, they just released the VR2, obviously. So I would hope that they would have stuff coming out for it, right?
It's a year, and there's not that much.
Yeah, man. I do agree with you. But that's again, that's not just Sony though. That's like VR in general. Like VR in general, if you're not going with like indie development titles or the what's the indie site called that's on the Oculus, it's like the fucking
the MetaQuest,
there's that third party. There's that third party store. I can't remember what it was called. Whatever it is, it's a third party thing where pretty much anybody can upload it to, right? If you're not going with that, a lot of the titles that you're getting are just bare bones titles that's you see like a yearly release of like a new title once in a while,
And you know what the VR stuff feels like, Tony, is it feels like, again, going back to PlayStation and these other companies, right? It's not just PlayStation, but these companies saw, fucking VR's hot, right? Oh, the Oculus all of a sudden has like got some fucking, traffic to it. Let's make a fucking headset. And I'll give it to Sony, man. That headset is bar none fucking good. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You should have released that shit able to people to play it on PC because it would have sold a fuck ton more. But it's just like, hey, we're gonna make a product, but we're not gonna know what we want to do with it, right? We don't have a game plan for it, and they just threw it out there to die, and it sucks. Like it does suck, I mean, I don't know. So,
last thing in reference to your comment though, Tony, about the old gen headset and stuff. While I do think that there's a grace period between the two, and I think we're still in that grace period where PSVR 1 and PSVR 2, like it's the same thing with what they did with the PS4 and the PS5. You have to have that grace period where there's some overlap games, but eventually you need to move forward with the hardware, or else games are going to get held back.
I 100% understand that. I get it. It's just...
But we're still in that grace period 100%. It's not even been a year for the PSVR 2, so I'm with you.
Gotcha.
All right, so moving on to the next thing that they talked about on here was again we talked about poor old what's her name? Aloy.
Don't do my girl like that. She's fabulous.
I have actually never once played a single one of these. And I've been told that I should. Yeah, I've been told I should.
Yeah, but they just come out, unfortunately, when better games came out.
Yeah, well, so they are now doubling down and they are remastering Horizon Zero Dawn.
And in the process of doing so, they're fucking raising the price of the original one on PS4, if I remember correctly. So it's like $50 or something like that,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You mean raising the price, the upgrade price? Is that
raising the base game price?
No, raising the base game price.
Oh.
So that people don't go and buy the new one, the old one, because the new one is cheaper.
Yeah, if you own the original, the new one, you get a discount on it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Man,
so this game this game launched 7 years ago, right?
Right.
Which is crazy to me, man.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was about to say. Like, what can we definitively set like a time frame?
Yeah, I was about to say, do we have like a time frame for like when remaster? Because like didn't they remaster what's called fucking Last of Us 2 after like 5 years after, or something like that?
It wasn't even that. I don't think.
Was it?
It was even shorter.
Like twice, right?
It's crazy, man. Yeah.
They've remastered both of them now, I think. No, it is. I don't know. I mean, because like we get remasters like decades old games, which is totally fair. But like I think we need at least a decade. At least.
Well, like I'm cool with this. Like we're getting Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered.
Yes,
completely okay. Like
that is totally fine, dude.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's actually good. That was a really exciting news to hear.
Remaster a goddamn Splinter Cell game for once. Jesus.
How about you remaster the one fucking game? And here, I'm gonna big brain this shit, right? I swear to God that I think that they are holding Bloodborne remaster.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're ever going to remaster it, man. I just don't think they're going to.
Right now, I think part of me really is like, yo, it was real weird. I'm just saying, real fucking weird that during this state of play, we didn't hear shit about the PS5 Pro. Like they just had their thing on PS5 Pro, but it really wasn't accepted too well, right? They're getting kicked in
they had a section about the PS5 Pro,
anywhere fucking close to what it should have been.
It was just talking about the classic collection,
30th anniversary, right?
Yeah,
we didn't.
Well, I mean, let's be real, okay? Nobody fucking was okay with the PS5 Pro except for the fucking Sony.
That's what I'm saying. So hear me out. Hear me out, right? What's the one thing that every PlayStation owner and just the world wants right now, right? We have been asking and begging for Bloodborne, right? So maybe, just maybe, the cynical fucking bastards of this of the world are like, hey, we're gonna have this system. People are gonna fucking hate the price point, right? It's gonna be fucking miserable. But if you buy the PS5 Pro, you get Bloodborne, and Bloodborne Remaster comes out alongside of the fucking PS5 Pro, and the only way to play it is actually on a PS5 Pro because the remaster can only fit on a PS5 Pro for whatever fucking reason.
I don't think so. I think
they're holding out for longer. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I may not think so, but that would be dope, and I'd buy my.
It's right there. Look, boom.
On top of it.
They have never made a game exclusive to the mid-generation system.
Yeah.
On top of that, I do believe that they're going to push for a PC release of that because I don't think that like all of their fucking remasters have ported over to PC so far. So
that thought was definitely ingrained in my head, especially after I saw.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
I don't think so, but after I saw like this one tweet or something, it was like after all these failures, especially after Concord, the one thing that will save Sony right now is dropping Bloodborne PC.
Yeah.
It's like that made me think, I'm like, dude, they definitely know what they're doing. They're just holding it in their pocket until that day comes.
It's going to be
really need it, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be a PS6 title.
Yeah,
like, they won't make
a
game exclusive to the mid-generation.
Yeah.
Bro, nobody ever released a fucking $700 system before.
That's something I don't want to see. I think that's going to set a horrible precedent for console generations moving forward. If we start having that mid-generation.
I don't think there's ever been a mid-gen console that much, but they've released consoles in the past that have been close to $700
years later, and
the PS3 was close. The closest we've had.
It was close to
$1,000 consoles.
Yeah. No, the fuck we're not. No, the fuck I am not.
Years later, bro. That's gonna be next year, bro.
I am not. I refuse.
$1,000 console.
I will never put $1,000 into a console. There's no shot.
Until they release 2K like 27 or something, you will.
There's no shot.
It's 2024. I'll give it. It's 2024. I'll give it.
Is this your inauguration of PP Predicts? This is
this is
Predicts.
Yeah, this is PP. Yeah. I'm on this.
He's on the PP.
Godfather.
Okay, Godfather.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. I got you.
No, I'm muting you right now.
2020. Mark my words. 2030 or just right before 2030.
No,
we're going to be paying $1,000.
So you're saying the next generation?
I agree.
You're saying that next generation at least mid-step then, because next generation console, if we have the PS5 Pro come out, that means that we're at a half-step console, which means we probably have at most maybe 3 more years, maybe before. So we're going to be at 28. So you're saying PlayStation 6 is going to be a 1K console. There's no fucking shot.
$1,000.
I'm telling you.
I'm going the opposite route. I think it's going to be less than what the PS5 Pro was, just because
they're competition.
They're going to eat so much shit on this console.
But see, that doesn't make any sense.
Going this way, they're going to have less competition, so they probably won't be that much.
Again, that doesn't make any sense. Less competition means they can charge whatever the fuck they want.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but you're not so okay.
So
I don't think they're going to go that high. You have to stop
thinking these consoles though as just consoles. Like they're computers, and when you are edging into that price point, you're no longer actually right now like at $700, right?
Yeah, you can get a decent PC.
You are now in the realm of competing with PC, so you will always have a competitor in PC, just like.
Well,
fucking is always going to be a competitor
competing for
$800.
Yes, competing is a little like that's saying
what
a
I'm
lot.
saying, but what I'm saying is that you are now looking at a person that's going to say, "Hey, the only thing that is keeping me from switching back and forth, right, is the ease of saying, hey, I want to just hook up to my TV, right? Like the person that goes and buys a console, right, for the most part, is not the person that's just gonna be like, fuck it, I can go buy a computer and just hook it in the back. Literally the same way you're gonna do a PlayStation, I can just hook the fucking my computer right into the back, right, of my TV, and that's it, right? Like that is the whole thing. So I don't know, man. 1,000. All right.
How do we get off to this on fucking Legacy of Kain?
Because I went down a road of saying Bloodborne remasters. So, all right, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remaster got announced.
This is dope, bro. Like the only thing that I'm pissed off about this is that it's not coming to PC so far, as far as I can see, at least. I think
the only thing I'm pissed off about is that it's a remaster and not a full-on remake.
Yeah, I wish it was a remake.
I'll agree with that. I wish it was.
I'll take what we can get. Hopefully, it's not a shoddy remaster where they don't do any quality of life to it. Hopefully they kind of polish it up.
I think that they've already said that they're doing quality of life. They're polishing.
They can say in one hand and shit in the other, and we'll see what fills up first.
From everything that I've seen though, like the graphic quality was updated. It does look okay. It's a
remaster.
Remember, it's a remaster of a game that came out in what 2000 and
the PS1 era. Yeah.
Like so it no matter how far you go, it's not going to be that much of a leap. But it does look good,
dude. Give it to the same crew that did Dead Space, right? And you don't have to change a fucking thing.
That was a remake.
Very true.
I'm just saying, go give it to them. You don't have to change a fucking thing. Just make it prettier. Make it real pretty.
I say give it to the people who did the Spyro. I don't like Spyro looked incredible.
Yeah.
Toys for Bob.
Toys for Bob. Yeah.
Who's what's the company that did the remaster for Dark Souls when it Blue?
Oh, Blue Point.
Blue
Point's owned by Sony, so they might as well use them.
Give them that. Let them.
Wasn't Toys for Bob as well? They just shut down now. Or is that Activision? That was Activision.
Toys for Bob got released. They
got not shut down. Yeah, released. Hey, if you enjoyed this clip, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch our podcast every Thursday night at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Also, you can find us on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. We hope to catch you on the next one. Deuces.